Hey, I am Dawson. I'm going to talk about our compiler here. So we've got the lexer file and then the parser file. So the lexer defines all of our tokens that the parser uses. Like we've got our PEMDAS here for our simple arithmetic expressions. We've got our sine, cosine, tan for our trigonometric, and then our for and while loop for our loops, and then all of the associated characters that go with that defined as tokens, right? We've got our regular expressions for our identifiers and our numbers, which just define floating points, and then how identifiers are started with a letter first. We've got our source file, which just bridges the lexical analyzer and the parser file. So with our parser file, we've got our tokens, which are represented here, that reference the tokens in the lexer file. We've got definitions for how the parser is reading things, whether they're left to right associative. We've got our done token here, which we'll talk about in a second, which just indicates the end of an input. So we'll do an example here of some arithmetic expressions and then the grammar rules that are associated with them. So we'll do cosine of 45. We'll do cosine of 0 because we know that's 1. We'll just say plus 3, right? So we got to type our done token. And then, oh yeah, cosine of 1 equals 1 plus 3, which is 4, right? So it checks out. We're going to do another one, and we're going to do 4 plus 3 minus 1. So notice here, there's some white space and then some not white space, which is defined in our lexical analyzer to ignore this. So it should still work. Done. Final result is 6, right? 4 plus 3 is 7 minus 1. So we'll just go through our grammar rules here to show how it works. So for example, this can be seen as two expressions, right? An expression minus another expression, which is defined in our grammar rule, expression minus another expression. So our expression on the left, right here, 4 plus 3, is defined here, right? We've got left parenthesis, expression, right parenthesis, left parenthesis, expression, which is just an expression plus an expression, which that's the rule that it's using. In the 4 plus 3, it does the right parenthesis, and boom, that completes the left side of our expression for expression minus an expression. Then it uses the minus symbol, and then it uses the right side of the expression. And so that's how that's parsed. We'll talk for a second about our for and while loop. So we'll take a copy of an input, and we'll parse it through, enter, and boom, we successfully parsed a for loop. We'll show you how that also doesn't work if, say, we forget the semicolon. Syntax error, right? So we'll talk a little bit about how that works. So we take the for loop, we've got the for token, the left parenthesis, a loop initialization, which just takes an int for simplicity, some identifier, I, assignment equals, and then some expression to like I equals 0. And then we've got the semicolon, so that's the first part of the for loop. And then you need some loop condition. So it takes the loop condition, which is some expression with an operator like less than, greater than, another expression, less than 3 or something, and then a semicolon, and then how it updates the loop, whether it increments or decrements the identifier, and then finally it finishes with a right parenthesis and a statement block. So that statement block just starts with like the block start, which is like a left bracket, and then some statement, which could be another loop, or a print statement, or an expression, and then it ends with a right bracket. And that is our compiler.